In front of you are 7 players with the highest win rates in the Premier League, each having played no less than 200 matches in the foggy Albion. Serbian warrior Nemanja Vidić stands nearby. There was no more ferocious defender than Vidić, and he is the only one who managed to win the Premier League Player of the Season award more than once. Incredible in the air and a true warrior on the ground, conflict was something he was used to. This is a man who grew up in Serbia during the Yugoslav wars. His family lived in constant fear of bombings, and by the time he became a teenager, he had the option to join the war. Fortunately, his skills on the football field changed his destiny, as football players and students were not conscripted into the army.
And I was young, I didn't felt it. Obviously in 2000, when was the bombing from NATO, that's the one where I felt it, because I was in Red Star Belgrade, I couldn't play football, I moved back to my hometown, Užice, and it was really scary because, you know, one day the people from the club came and said, you have to go home, it's going to be trouble in next maybe 3-4 days. We cannot guarantee your safety, you have to go home.
At the height of the conflict, he rose through the ranks of Belgrade's Red Star, going from the academy to the captain of the first team. He scored 12 goals in 67 matches, ending his time at Red Star on a high note with a brace in the national championship. Vidić was a born leader and posed a constant threat to opposing goalkeepers. Moscow's Spartak desperately wanted to sign him, though the details of the deal were kept confidential. However, it was reported that Nemanja became the most expensive defender in the Russian Premier League. After 2 years in Russia, Manchester United came after him, and on December 25, 2005, the defender was bought for $10.5 million. Over the next few years, his value continued to rise. However, the first few months were tough.
Definitely, again, when you play against those players, it's hard. Like I said before, I think that helped me to improve. Helped me to learn to play against top players. You know, sometimes you play against top player once in 3 weeks. You play every day. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes player to be better, and especially the players that giving 100% every training. And that's what I think now the young kids have to learn. It's I think sometimes they're wasting energy in the gym, in a recovery process, but actually when they go on the pitch, they don't really perform. You remember Skolsi, when he came to training, he came last, but when he came to that training pitch,
different level.
He raised his standards to match those of the players around him and began to get better. By his second season with the Red Devils, he had fully settled in and formed one of the most dangerous defensive duos in the world with Rio Ferdinand. Soon enough, this partnership helped Manchester United win the Champions League.
And I think that's kind of, you go to the games and you believe that your players who's playing next to you is the best one. I would never think that player who play for Chelsea and Arsenal will be better in our team. You know, you have Ronaldo, Rooney, you have Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs, Tevez, you know, I mean.
Due to his aggressive and relentless style, many often considered Vidić to be less technically gifted compared to Ferdinand. Nevertheless, Nemanja was always calm when the ball was at his feet. Moreover, special technique wasn't necessary for him, as, like many other players in Sir Alex's squad, he was just a cog in the legendary team. At Manchester United, Vidić collected a massive amount of trophies: 5 Premier League titles, 3 League Cups, a Champions League, and a Club World Cup. In addition, Nemanja was named to the PFA Team of the Year for 6 consecutive years and was named Premier League Player of the Year in 2008. Not bad for a guy whose destiny could have turned out completely differently. By his 9th season in England, he had firmly cemented his status as the leader of the defense, breaking records along the way, a rarity for a defender. But it only solidified Vidic's status as one of the greatest defenders of the modern era. Sometimes it seemed like Nemanja would put his head into situations where many other players wouldn't even dare to stick out their foot.
A few words from our captain, Nemanja Vidić.